Blessings, everybody. This is Dale. Thank you so much for joining with me today on the Word Podcast. Well, we've reached the end of a long road. We've been looking at Colossians, and then we looked at Colossians again, looked at the book of Philemon a little bit. And so we're going to go back and pick up where we were before. If you remember, we were going through the Proverbs at that time. And so I'm sort of thinking, okay, Lord, what is it that you want us to do? Because I know what we're going to be doing some of next year. And but then I had an idea. So I'm just going to give you a little brief, maybe future thing of what I think is going to be happening. And it gives us something from which we may deviate, right? And so we'll continue on with Proverbs right now. And then beginning first of next year, we're actually going to start studying the book of Romans. Locally, we're going to be preaching through Romans, and that will be from like the middle of February to next Thanksgiving, more than a year from now, that we'll be preaching through the book of Romans. And so I'll probably start doing Romans also in January or so here in the podcast time. But I don't think I want to spend an entire year in Romans on the podcast. So what I think is going to happen is you may turn on and have an episode that will be about Romans, and the next episode is out of Romans. But then the next 2 or 3 episodes may be from somewhere else. And that's more to keep the podcast Romans part in line with what we're teaching and preaching about. Because a lot of people will go and will listen to the message and then come back to the podcast and get more in-depth insight than sometimes we can get into, from a corporate worship format. And so we'll sort of weave things in and out. We'll be doing Romans overall, but then we'll have various other things that we may chase. We do that a little bit here from time to time. A particular subject matter may come up or something that we need to see what the scripture says about it, but probably doing that even more aggressively. With all that being said, I wasn't going to go into these details, but I might as well. With that being said, it's, what day is today? November the 14th, 2025. It's a Friday. And most of us are in the gift buying state of mind because 'tis the season, right? Really take this under consideration. Think about doing the Romans study with us. The Roman study is actually a 4-part study, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. And this is one of the best gifts that you could gift somebody with. Just give them part 1 of the Precept Romans thing. And I teach them locally. I also teach them online. Okay, we've got 2 different online courses. Sessions. If we need more online sessions, we'll do more online sessions. I've actually sort of surprised the last 2 days. I've already had 3 or 4 people sign up for the Monday night online class, and I don't know who they are. We've got a group of about maybe 50 or 60 people that will do the online classes on Monday night. Not all of them do them all the time. Most classes, we average between 20 to 35 people in it, which means any given week you have, 15 to 20 people max that's in the course. But there's new people I've never seen before. And I thought, okay, this is going to be interesting. But consider that. And if you need to know how to order the books and things like that, let me know. There's actually several ways I could tell you. I'm thinking, what's the best way going to be for a podcast? But you got a little bit of time, to think about it. But that would be a great, great gift to give a spouse, to give your kids, to give family members, to give friends, to give your enemy, someone who thinks that they are your enemy, but to give them that, and not only to come to class. If they want to come to the class, that's great. But what's really important is for you and 2 or 3 of your friends just to sit down and talk through what you're learning, what God's revealing to you from the book of Romans. I mean, it's just the most powerful thing. It's really, really good. So take that before the Lord and say, guys, there's something here that I could do. And, once people sort of commit to something like that, and you'll be amazed at what God does with it. So we're going to jump over the Proverbs, and we're up to the 20th proverb, I believe. And listen what it says. Remember how these Proverbs are. Sometimes it'll just be the verse, one idea, next verse, another idea. Verse 1, Proverbs 20. Wine is a mocker, strong drink a brawler, and whoever is led astray by it is not wise. Well, most of us will say, isn't that the truth? Okay? Isn't that the truth? That wine and strong drink will make you lose control of your mouth, talk arrogantly. That's what that mocker is. That it will make you talk arrogantly, or it will make you rage, murmur, growl, roar, be disquieted, clamorous. That word is translated a lot of different ways. It will make you like that. Now, out of my background, this verse right here, along with several other verses, would be used to defend the concept of total abstinence, that you would never, ever touch anything that was alcoholic. Well, that's not what the Bible teaches. Okay, the Bible teaches that you need everything in moderation. Okay, but there's wisdom in this. If you know that you cannot control strong drink, then don't participate in strong drink. If you know that wine and strong drink would cause someone in your life to stumble, then don't do it. Remember, Scripture talks about that in another place, about not causing somebody to stumble with your liberty. We are free to drink it. We're free to drink wine. We're free to drink strong drink. We're not free to be drunk. That's what it says, whoever is led astray. King James says, whoever is deceived by it. New American Standard says, whoever is intoxicated by it, just in case you want to know what that means. In other words, the excess of anything is wrong. The excess of drink, the excess of food, the excess of talk. The Scripture talks about that. Okay. So he says, wine will be a mocker. You need to be careful. Strong drink will make you a brawler, an argument, one who wants to get in an argument, rage. No, don't be led astray by this. If you're led astray by it, you're not wise. You're not wise, so let us be wise. Verse 2, the terror of a king is like the growling of a lion. Whoever provokes him to anger forfeits his life. And so it's the King James says the fear of the king, but it means the terror and the dread of the king is like the growling of a lion. It is good to be in terror and fear of the king. Okay, to understand. Okay, this is the king. ESV says it's like the growling of a lion. Well, what is the growling of a lion? Or the other translation will say the roaring of a lion. The roaring of a lion and the growling of a lion is a word of warning. It's a word of warning. They're letting you know they're peeved, they're hacked off. They're letting you know you're in danger. Actually, when a lion roars like that, he does so to freeze the prey. Because most animals and humans, when you hear that roar of the lion, you freeze for a moment. Even when you know it's there. I know about this. How do I know about this? Have I ever heard the roar of a lion? Oh, yeah, I've heard the roar of a lion many, many times. Well, how's that? The university I went to was the University of North Alabama Lions. Yeah, Lions. And they had a real lion in a really nice habitat for him. I lived probably about 125 yards from that lion. And I could hear him roar like you would not believe, particularly certain times of the year when he was lonely, he really could have used a lady friend. He would roar in the middle of the night. No matter how much you hear that, you never quite get used to it. Even though you know it's a massive cage, there's no way he can get out. Absolutely no way. But he's right there. I mean, I can look out a window and see him over there. His name was Leo, of course, Leo the lion, right? That roar of the lion will freeze you. And Scripture says what? Whoever provokes him to anger forfeits his life. You provoke the king, you provoke the lion, don't be surprised if your life ends. Oh, what a proverb. Oh, my time's up. We'll continue on the next episode. I'll see y'all then.